Kyle Klingman with Track Wrestling. We are breaking down all of what happened with the coronavirus, and unfortunately, a lot of the tournaments got canceled. One of those was the NAIA Women's Wrestling Championships. They got in the NCAA sanctioned schools, but the NAIA missed out, and we have arguably the best wrestler in the country with us from Campbellsville, Abby Nette. How are you, Abby?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. I know that it's different for women's wrestling because let's put it in this contextual window. You had won the WCWA championship prior to the NAIA championships getting canceled. Does that help ease the pain a little bit?
Oh, definitely. I know it. Of course, it was sad that NAIAs got canceled, but I said this, and it might be bad that I said this, but also, I just took a negative into a positive. That at least I got my WCWA championship, and I'm a two-timer in that, and I was really happy and satisfied with it. Of course, I wanted to go out there and kill it in NAIAs, but I was happy I at least got WCWAs when most of the schools didn't even go out and compete in WCWAs. So I got that, and I'm happy with it. So I'm not going to complain. Of course, it sucks about NAIAs, but I got one championship down.
We're in a unique time where women's wrestling is growing, and with growth, it comes some growing pains, but there's a split right now. You have NCAA programs going one way, NAIA going the other. Do you like the split right now and how it's kind of being separated?
As of right now, I'll be honest, no, I don't like it. I think that they did it too soon. I don't think there was enough schools. I know that women's wrestling is growing. Every day it's growing, but I just think it was too soon for it to be split. And, being in college 4 years, and I'm sure like all the older people can also speak for this too, it's just hard to imagine it being split like that when it's WCWAs is the only thing we've known for so long. So I don't know. It's kind of split 50-50 right now. Like you have some of the good teams in NCAA, and you have some of the good teams in NAIA. So especially at national duels, like it was unfortunate that some of the best teams didn't get to go head to head with each other. So I don't know. I don't like it, but to each their own. I guess everyone's gonna have their own opinion about it, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy I'm getting out of it too, that my last year of wrestling's over. So last year of college wrestling's over, so I don't have to get in all the mix of that either when I don't know if anything happens to blow up or anything, especially if they lose WCWA. I got to compete in it one last time at least.
When you were at national duels, do you look across the mat and see those NCAA sanctioned schools and say, man, I wish I was against them?
Definitely. And I was also watching I was looking across the mat at national duels, and also I was watching NCAAs online too, and I was just like, gosh, wish I was there. I don't know, but I'm happy for those girls. Some of them got national titles that didn't get to have those opportunities before, so that's good for them. But yeah, I definitely was looking across the mat, just like, whew.
You have a unique college career in that you wrestled international. You were on the U23 team in 2019 and had opportunities both in college and international. How did that help you? Do you like having that mix of doing both?
I would say it's pretty hard. It's really hard to juggle, and this was my first year actually doing it. For people who've actually done it for 4 years of their college career, I couldn't imagine that. Kudos. My hat goes off to them, but it was an experience. I got to be a practice partner for Senior Worlds this year. So I spent 2 weeks away from school for acclimation camp and then a week for the World Championship. And, it was unfortunate that I had to spend time away from school, but at the same time, I got to experience that when most people don't. I got good practice in. I got to wrestle around with the senior girls. And then also being on the U23 team, I got to go to a lot of camps. And then U23 Worlds. I love it. I love being international and college. It was great. And, when I felt like I wasn't getting enough in the college room, I could always go for international stuff or go to camps in Colorado, and then I would get what I needed. And then it would just be okay. It wasn't go all the time with international. I would have some breathers here and there. So that was pretty nice.
How have you liked Campbellsville? You transferred from Emmanuel to Campbellsville. Have you liked it there?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I found a new family, these girls, I came in and, I wasn't expecting to, for them to come in and like welcome me with open arms and stuff like that. But, I came in and they treated me so well. They treated me like I was one of their family members for 4 years, and the coaches treated me well. Everyone got along too. There was no drama on the team ever. And the teachers are really great. The town's really great. I honestly love Campbellsville. I thought it was pretty awesome. And the people there are some wonderful people. I'm really glad that I met them too. They're definitely friendships I'm going to hold on for a lifetime there. So,
How does Lee Miracle run his program?
um, how does Lee Miracle run his program? That's a great question, actually. I feel like it's different from time to time, At Emmanuel, I was so focused on just go, go, go all the time. And it was always, hard practices. And Lee Miracle, we're going to have hard practices, but we also are going to have time to just chill out and breathe. And I think that's what a lot of people need too. I don't think I am more of I have a tough mentality, and if I'm not working hard, then I don't think I'm achieving anything. So I think that he definitely made me realize that it's okay to relax and it's okay to taper and all that stuff. And it was good for me, and it was good for my body in the long run. So I appreciate him. I appreciate his tactics and his coaching style. It's different. Of course, I'm not going to agree on everything, but it's pretty great. Obviously, he's successful, and he's helped me become more successful than I was in the past. So it's pretty good.
And it seems like he genuinely cares about the athletes and performance, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. He does. He does. I would say, like I said, Campbellsville, we're a big family. So we all care about each other too. And I don't know, he's always lifting people up too. And I appreciate that. He definitely doesn't favor one person, me in the room. I mean, he would joke with me all the time, and we'd come into practice and joke, but he looked at everyone the same basically. And I appreciate that as well.
You didn't have your chance with the NAIA championships, but you have a multitude of chances to make international teams. Do you want to keep going for a while and keep competing?
I'd love to. I guess it depends on where my body takes me. I've been doing this for 16 years now. But it's going well so far, and I'd like to keep competing, go through another cycle. I feel like I just got started, so there's so much more to go from here. And especially in the world competition, I just got a little taste of it last year and a little taste of it this year. So I definitely am ready to, my feet, they were dipped in the water, and now I'm just ready. I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to start swimming with the sharks now.
How do you compartmentalize women's wrestling in maybe your dual role as an athlete? And then I would assume that you feel like you're a spokesperson for women's wrestling. Do you feel like that's a role that you have to take on?
So yes, I would. I'm gonna say yes because there's so many things that I've accomplished that even some people maybe even haven't accomplished yet. I'd like to be a head coach one day. So, or not even a head coach. Just working in the wrestling room with some of these girls. I think I really like to build people up, and for this younger generation coming up, and for all the girls that want a future with wrestling, I'd love to help them. I really like to help people, and that's definitely something that I want to do. I would love to be a spokesperson for women's wrestling because it's something that's growing every day. It's something that not many people even think that girls do still. So I'd definitely like to make it a big thing, like college football. I'm ready for college women's wrestling to be like that too.
Where do you think that came from, the desire to help people?
That's a good question. I don't know. I like to make people happy. It brings me happiness. So I don't know, just even being the goofiest person in the room, somebody's having a bad day, I like to make them smile. So makes my day when somebody else feels motivated. I like to motivate people, make them smile, and give them a reason why the world is beautiful and there's a reason to work hard and live today.
So it sounds like you're lifelong into wrestling, no matter what capacity.
I feel like it's hard not to. You know, you've been doing this for 16 years. I don't know anything else. Um, you know, even if I don't go on to do some crazy things, which, you know, hopefully it happens, but if it doesn't, it's going to be okay. But yeah, I'd love to do this. It's my blood. My dad wrestled when he was in high school, so I'd like to keep the tradition going. If my kids one day don't wrestle, they don't wrestle, but I'd like to continue to get people into it.
Are you able to get workouts in this quarantine?
I am. Luckily, I'm not being a couch potato right now, even though I wish I was, but still doing some things, you know, at least getting a workout in every day. Kayla and I just finished a workout upstairs about 15 minutes before this call. So it's, I don't know, it's hard to do without a gym. And we'll go outside and we'll go running some days, and then do like a little circuit, because we have a few plates. We'll do circuits with the plates, and we have a bar as well, so we'll do that. But it's hard. It's really hard, especially when nobody's putting you through anything. So it's hard to come up with ideas in your head and want to be motivated when there's nothing going on right now. So you just want to eat and sit on the couch, watch Tiger King or something.
I mean, what level do you think you'll feel comfortable going live wrestling or just even drilling?
Oh, Kayla and I actually talked about that yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. We were like, imagine getting back on the mat. I do like a 6-minute circuit upstairs with a plate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing a 6-minute circuit right now, and I absolutely want to die. So imagine just doing a 6-minute match. I don't know. That's a good question. I know I'm going to have to ease back into it and not go live for a whole hour. I don't know. It's going to be tough, but it's okay. It happens. You know, everybody goes through this point in their life. And luckily, it's not just me that's going through this. It's everybody in the whole world that's also going through this. So that's a good thing. A year till trials and a year till Olympics. So we got a little time to chill out for a second and then hit it hard.
Is that fun to have all these international experiences? You're just in your early 20s. Does that add a lot of depth to what you're able to do in your life?
I would say, yeah, it does. You know, a lot of people, they think that just because I'm so young and my body's so in this well-rounded shape, and I tell you, I feel like I'm just like, my body's turned just as much as these older girls too. But I think that traveling worldwide as being in my early 20s, it's making memories. It's helping me grow as a person, as an individual. You know, I'm making memories that I can like tell my grandkids later on in life, and then hopefully keep making these memories for like few more years at least. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, we wish you could have had the NAIA championships. Fortunately, it worked out that you saw that WCWA window. But thanks for sharing memories about this season, and really look forward to seeing all your successes coming up in the next few years.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.